In this video, we're going to talk about what is a function graphically and what makes a function one-to-one. If you remember, functions are special kinds of relations in which one value of x gives you one value of y. That leads to the vertical line test, which says that if you look at the graph of a relation, remember functions are just special kinds of relations, but if you look at the graph of a relation, then if you can draw a vertical line and hit the graph more than once at any point, that relation is not a function. One value of x gives you one value of y. Now, I've got a few examples on the board here. Look at this first example. Anywhere I draw a vertical line, I'm only going to hit that graph one time. So this guy is a function. We'll come back and get one-to-one in a minute. If you look at part B, once again, a vertical line anywhere is only going to hit this graph one time. So this guy is also a function. If we look at part C, well, just about anywhere I draw a vertical line, I can draw a vertical line here or here. Anywhere I draw a vertical line, I'm going to get the graph more than once. So this guy is not a function. And we have the same scenario with the example D. Once again, if I draw a vertical line, just about anywhere past this point, I'm going to hit this graph more than once, so this guy is also not a function. So it's pretty easy to see if a relation is a function or not simply by looking at its graph. Another way of thinking about whether or not it's a function is, if you're looking at a list of values, look at all the x-coordinates. If any x-coordinate is the same and goes to a different y number, they weren't just silly and listed the same thing twice, then that relation is not a function. But if all the x-coordinates only appear one time, then it has to be a function. Now, for one-to-one. One-to-one basically means one value of y gives you one value of x. So that gives us a horizontal line test. One-to-one is important when you start thinking about the inverse of a function. The inverse of a function doesn't exist unless the function is one-to-one. The examples I have on the board, some of them are one-to-one, some of them are not. But the horizontal line test says that if you can draw a horizontal line anywhere and only hit the graph one time, it is a one-to-one function. But if you hit it more than once, it's not one-to-one. So a horizontal line anywhere on this graph is only going to hit it once. So this guy is a one-to-one function. However, this one, there's certain places where I could draw a horizontal line here, and I hit that graph 1, 2, 3 times. So this guy's definitely not one-to-one. Now, for this one, for part C, it's not a function, so we don't officially have to worry about whether it's one-to-one or not. But if I cut off the bottom half of the graph and only considered the top part, then I would have a function, but it would still not be one-to-one because a horizontal line is going to hit the graph more than once. However, with this one, if I cut the bottom half of it off, then that would be a one-to-one function. If I cut the bottom half off, I get a function. And not only that, a horizontal line is only going to hit it one time, so it's a one-to-one function. Okay, so I hope this clears up a little bit about what a function is and whether it's one-to-one or not. Go do some math.